It's Prime Day 2026, the made-up holiday where Amazon tries to get you to buy stuff. I'll be mostly focusing on tech deals, but other random cool deals too, and I'll put any links in the descriptions along with the timestamps. And just so you're aware, this year the sale ends on Friday, June 26th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Real quick, a few essential tips you'll want to know before you buy anything. Always use a price history tracker, such as the Camelizer extension, to be able to see if it's actually a good deal. For example, some sellers may raise the price of something right before the sale to make it look like it's a better deal. Also, when searching to filter only for Prime Day deals, you go to the top left and there's this button here you click. You will need to have Amazon Prime to get the deals, but the 30-day free trial does count. And there's also a 6-month free trial for students or anyone aged 18 to 24, even if you're not a student. I'll put those links to the trials down in the description, as well as all other product links as well. So now let's get into the actual deals. And what I'll do is I'll say the sale price and then how that compares to what appears to be the most recent actual or true normal price, not just what it says is the normal price. And I'll also mention if it appears to be an all-time low sale price. We can start off with something a bit interesting, a type of device you might not have heard of before, monitor light bars. These light up your desk when you're working on the computer at night without causing glare on the screen, so it's like less eye strain. For example, there's this Yeelight monitor light bar. This one's $23. Normally it's around $30, and this is a repeat all-time low price. Next, a whole bunch of Elgato devices are on sale, especially their Stream Decks. For example, the Stream Deck Plus, the black one, is $143. Normally it's around $160 to $180. This is an all-time low. Also, the white version, that's $150, a bit more, but that's still an all-time low. Normally that one's $180 to $200. There's also the Stream Deck Mini. This is $46. Normally that's $55, and it is an all-time low. Or the Stream Deck Neo, this is $70. Normally it's $90. Again, an all-time low. If you want an actually good battery-powered air duster, you can get the Wolfbox MF100. This is the one that I have. It's really actually surprisingly powerful to the point where it's like fun to use, so I can personally recommend it. And this is on sale for $60. Normally it's around $80 with occasional sales down to $60, but this is still an all-time low by a few dollars. They also have some bigger ones like this MF200, which apparently is more powerful even, though I haven't tried this one. This one is $85. Normally it's around $100, though frequent sales down to the same $85, but still this is a repeat all-time low. Next, Apple AirTags are on sale. You can get an individual one for $24. Normally this is $29. This does appear to be an all-time low. Or you can get a 4-pack for $89. Normally it's $99, and this also is an all-time low. One type of thing I've always recommended is an uninterruptible power supply for your computer. Like if you lose power, you can have time to shut down and save stuff. For example, there's this Triplite 300 watt UPS for $87. Normally it's around $100. This is an all-time low. And I would say 300 watts is good enough for a basic work computer, probably not for a gaming computer or something with a GPU. In that case, you could step it up to something like this CyberPower 600 watt UPS. This is $146. Normally it's anywhere from $160 to $175. Or there's this APC 900 watt UPS for $219. Normally this one's around $280 to $300. It's not an all-time low, but it is the cheapest that it's been in the past 3 years. So you'd want to know the total wattage of all your components to know how much you need. If you could use some new network switches, there are some new all-time lows from the ones I talked about last year, such as this TP-Link 5-port 2.5 gigabit switch. This is $40. Normally it's anywhere from $50 to $60. So this is an all-time low by $10. Or if you want one with two 10 gigabit uplinks, there's this TrendNet 6-port switch with 4 2.5 gigabit and 2 10 gigabit. And this one is $78. Normally it's around $88, but this is an all-time low by $10. You guys know I'm a big fan of smart lighting, and there's a whole bunch of Philips Hue stuff on sale. For example, the Philips Hue starter pack, this comes with the bridge and 2 colored bulbs. This is $68. Normally this is $85 to $100, and this is an all-time low. If you already have a bridge, there's this 3-pack of Hue bulbs for $70. Normally, this has been around $135, with occasional drops below $100, but it's still a good deal. This is a repeat all-time low, and it was only this cheap once before during Black Friday. Or you can also get an individual Hue bulb for $38. Normally, this is around $50. For more decorative lighting, there's a whole bunch of Nanoleaf stuff on sale. For example, the Nanoleaf combo pack with big and small squares. This is $160. Normally, it's around $180 to $200, and this one is at an all-time low. Another computer accessory you might like are mod mics. These are on sale, though they don't actually show up under Prime Day sales, interestingly. These are basically higher quality microphones that you can stick onto any headset. The Mod Mic Wireless, this is $127. Normally, this is around $150. I do have this wireless one myself, and I do like it. I could recommend it. There's also this Mod Mic Unidirectional 2 Plus. This is a wired one. It's cheaper though, at $55. Normally, it's around $65. Another way you might want to upgrade your PC is with a USB expansion card in your PCI slot. There's a whole bunch of these on sale, but one example is the Glowtrend 8-port expansion card. This is $24. Normally, it's around $30, and this is an all-time low by about $1. Just make sure if you get one with horizontal ports that the slots on your case are that wide at least. Otherwise, you can get one with the ports sideways, like this Signify 4-port card. This one's $14. Normally it's $17, and this is an all-time low. So it's quite a bit cheaper, but it's just less ports. Next, in terms of more general computer and tech stuff that is just good to have, you might want to look at are USB-C to A adapters. I'm always looking for these things. For example, there's this pack of 4 with USB-A on the male end, and this is only $4. Normally it's around $5. That's a repeat all-time low, although it's really cheap anyway. And there's this pack of 4 with Type-C on the male end. This is around $5.50, and normally this one's $7. Not quite an all-time low, but still pretty cheap. So you probably want to get both types with both directions. Another thing you might want to pick up just to have are USB hubs. For example, there's this Ugreen 4-port USB 3 hub. This is only $6. Normally it's around $7 to $10, but this is a repeat all-time low. And of course, there's a whole bunch of USB chargers on sale. For example, this Anker 33-watt charger. This is $13. Normally it's around $19, and this is a repeat all-time low. Or if you don't really care about fast charging with USB-C, there's this Anker 6-port USB charging hub with just A ports, and this is $20. Normally this is $30, and this is a repeat all-time low. Something else you might want to just pick up just to have in case is a really long Ethernet cable, such as this Jiaodao 50-foot Cat6 cable. This is just $8. Normally it's around $10, and it could come in handy if you need to temporarily wire something with internet from the other room. Next, this is something sort of tech related you might want to look at, and it is a set of precision tweezers, such as this one with a whole bunch of types and a case. It's $12. Normally it's around $15. But no matter which brand you go with, honestly, a set of precision tweezers is probably, in my experience, the most useful thing for the money you can possibly buy because they're so cheap, and I use it more than you would think. Another neat cheap thing you might consider are these magnetic cable clip holder things that you can stick on your desk and then they magnetically snap to hold cables. This is a 9-pack of these for $8. Normally it's around $10. This is a repeat all-time low on these. And finally, a couple more random things I thought I'd throw in here. If you've ever wanted a Geiger counter, these are cheaper than you might have thought. You can get this one for $47. Normally it's around $55, and this is a repeat all-time low. It's also a kind of neat gift you could get someone too. And this one is completely unrelated to tech, but if you like cooking and eating brownies, there's this Baker's Edge brownie pan where it basically makes brownies that all have the edge on it, if that's your favorite part. This is $44. Normally it's about $55, and this is the cheapest that it's been in the past 3 years. They also have a bundle one that comes with these wedge things and a cover, so if you need to use less brownie mix, you can make it smaller. So hopefully you found something you liked, or maybe got some good ideas. Again, I'll put the links in the descriptions to all the products, and they should actually take you to your local country's version of Amazon as well. And I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Maybe there's some good deals that I missed that we could talk about. So let me know about that. And of course, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.